Imagine waking up one morning. Your bank account looks exactly the same. Your salary hasn't changed. There are no emergency warnings on the news. But when you step outside, everything feels more expensive. Your coffee, your rent, your groceries, even the smallest parts of everyday life. The frightening thing about inflation is not always money disappearing. Sometimes the money remains, but its value quietly fades away. When people hear the word hyperinflation, they imagine extreme scenes, wheelbarrows filled with cash, billion-dollar banknotes that are almost worthless, or bread prices doubling within hours. But does hyperinflation always arrive this dramatically? Or in the modern world, could it appear in a slower, quieter, and harder to detect form? Throughout history, money has never lost value because of some mysterious force. It loses value when trust disappears. A banknote is valuable only because millions of people agree that it is. Once that belief collapses, the numbers printed on money may remain unchanged, but their meaning disappears. One of the most famous examples happened in Germany after World War I. The government needed money to pay debts, rebuild the economy, and keep society running. The solution seemed simple: print more money. But the more currency they created, the less each unit represented a share of the real economy. Imagine a pizza representing an entire economy. If you cut it into 10 slices, each piece has value. But if you cut the same pizza into 1,000,000 slices, you haven't created more pizza, only smaller pieces. Money works in a similar way. Today, things are far more complicated. Central banks don't simply turn on printing machines. New money can enter the economy through debt, credit, financial systems, and modern monetary tools. This makes the creation of money harder to see than ever before. And here comes the controversial question. If the money supply increases dramatically, but everyday prices don't rise at the same speed, has inflation disappeared? Or has it simply moved somewhere we pay less attention to? For decades, many developed economies have seen housing, stocks, and assets rise much faster than wages. People who already owned assets became wealthier, while those saving for their first home watched the goal move further away. This is not hyperinflation in the traditional definition. Bread is not becoming thousands of times more expensive overnight. But for a young person trying to buy a home, it can feel like running on a treadmill that keeps getting faster. So the real issue is not only how much money exists. The more important question is, where does new money go first? Because those who receive new money earlier often benefit before prices across the economy adjust. When new money enters an economy, it does not appear in everyone's wallet at the same time. It often moves through financial systems, businesses, and investment markets before reaching ordinary workers. During that delay, a quiet transfer of wealth can begin. Those who access capital early can buy property, stocks, or businesses before prices rise. But people who simply save cash may discover that after years of hard work, their savings have grown, while the things they wanted to buy have grown even faster. This is why two people living in the same economy can experience two completely different realities. One sees their investments growing and believes the economy is thriving. The other sees everyday costs increasing and feels like they are falling behind. But this creates a bigger question. If money keeps losing purchasing power, why does the system continue working? The answer comes from something invisible but more powerful than any central bank: trust. Modern money is no longer backed by gold or silver like centuries ago. Its value comes from the belief that tomorrow, someone else will still accept it in exchange for goods and services. A modern economy is essentially built on a massive shared agreement. And this is the difference between normal inflation and a true currency crisis. Rising prices are a problem, but losing trust is a disaster. Once people believe money will be worth much less tomorrow, they rush to spend it today, and that behavior accelerates the collapse. However, the story is not as simple as creating money is always bad. Modern economies need credit and flexible money systems to grow. The real question is not whether money is created, but whether new money creates real economic value. If more money comes with more goods, services, and innovation, society can become wealthier. But if money grows faster than the economy's ability to produce, the gap between numbers on a screen and real-world value begins to expand. Maybe the most important question is not, has hyperinflation already arrived? But rather, are we measuring the right places where inflation appears? Because sometimes the biggest changes don't happen through a sudden explosion, but through thousands of tiny shifts we ignore every day. Throughout history, every monetary system has survived because of one thing: belief in the future. Money is not just paper, metal, or numbers on a screen. It is a story billions of people agree to believe. And the real question is, how strong will that story remain in a world changing faster than ever before? If money can lose value without us noticing, maybe the biggest question is not how much money we earn, but how well we truly understand money itself.